Hello everyone, my name is Sumitra Swai. I welcome you all to the UNC digital classes. We are studying your introduction to business, and in your last class we have started a new chapter, that is your joint stock company. In this class also we are going to continue that chapter, and in today's class we are going to discuss two things, that is what is the difference between your partnership and your joint stock company, which we will refer as your company, and the second thing is what is your basic objectives that a joint stock company or a company serve to the nation or to other persons. Okay, so let's start. First, this slide is about the difference between company and partnership firm. Here the company is joint stock company and partnership firm is your partnership business. These bases are the base on which the difference is made upon. First one, it is about your legality. Legality means what we say that if the business is has some legal entity or not, means if it is approved by the company or if it is approved by the law or not. Then if it is about your company, then yes, we can say that a company is an artificial legal person. We have already discussed that in your previous class. And if we will talk about your partnership firm is not a legal person. Okay. Second one is your perceptual succession. We know that perceptual succession means where we always expect that the business or the company has a very long run life and it will continue for a unlimited time period. Means it doesn't die or it doesn't wind up with a natural death. Okay, like the human does. But if it is about partnership, if all the partner retired or there is death, insanity, all these things, ultimately partnership firm comes to an end. Third one, it is about registration. If it is about partnership, then partnership is somewhere not that compulsory and it is guided under your Indian Contract Act 1872, and in Partnership Act we can say, if it is about your registration, we say that partnership firm is got registered under your Indian Contract Act 1872 and Partnership Act. But the registration is not that much of compulsory and it is not that complex. But if we will compare registration of a joint stock company with partnership firm, then yes, we can say that the registration of a joint stock company is very much complex. Next one is your number of members. In a joint stock company, the private limited company shall have at least 2 members and there is a maximum boundary of 50 members in case of your joint stock company. But if it is about your partnership firm, the number of members, obviously it must be at least of 2 members, but the maximum is very limited to 20 members. And if it is about a banking sector or a banking business, the maximum number is 10 numbers. Next one, it is about your liability. If we will discuss about what are the liability we have to pay or what we are liable to pay to others, then in a private limited company, the liability of member can be very much limited to that extent by which the shareholders have purchased or buy the share of the company or by the guarantee they have taken. But in partnership, the liability is very much unlimited. It has to be distributed among all the members of the partnership, and we know that there are very limited partners, so the liability is very much unlimited. The next slide also continue with the difference between company and partnership. So the basis on which we can differentiate is your transfer of shares. If it is about your company, then yes, the shares of a private limited company can be transferred easily to others. But if it is about your partnership firm, partner can transfer his share, but the assigned doesn't become a partner. He is only entitled to share of profit. Next one is dissolution, means how the company get dissoluted or wind up. A single member cannot wind up a company, means if one member of a joint stock company or a shareholder die or got insolvent or got disqualified by law, then the company won't wind up. But if it is about your partnership, A partnership may be dissolved by any partner at any time, means if there will be the death of all the partners, or if there will be addition of one new partner, or retirement or death, anything, the partnership deed must have to be renewed. Okay. Next one is binding by act. Member cannot bind company by his act, but if it is about your partnership firm, obviously partners decide the partnership deed, and according to their wish, their willingness, the firm is get bind. So partner can bind the firm by his act. Next one, if it is about your agent. A member is not an agent of the company or of the other members, means the shareholders are not the agent of the company. They can purchase or sell their shares to someone, but in partnership firm, partners are the very agent of the firm and they act as per the partnership deed. There is very limited, there is the fixation of their percentage of interest, their profit percentage, their risk sharing ratio, everything. So they act as an agent of the firm. Next one is the management. We have already discussed this point in the previous class also, that among the shareholders we choose some people and they are the representative whom we call the board of directors or the director member, and those director member can take part in the management. But if it is about a partnership firm, the partners are the manager or they have a active management in the business. Next one is no minimum paid up capital. Private limited companies shall have a minimum paid up capital of 1 lakh and the public limited company of 5 lakh rupees. But if it is about a partnership firm, there is no limitation or there is no minimum paid up capital for a partnership firm. The last one, it is about your distinct entity. We know that a company has a separate legal entity and it is distinct from its member. We don't say that all the shareholders of a company are the exact owner, or we don't say that according to their name the company is named. Okay, so the company can make contract with the members of the firm, or they can sue, or they can purchase their own property, everything. But in partnership firm, the property of the firm is owned by all the partners. It can also sue and be sued in the firm's name, and partner can also be sued individually. The next slide, it is about your objective. So the points are, it is about your rapid industrialization, large scale production, better utilization of resources, mobilization of ideal resources, self-reliance. The next one is about your growth of social sector and the rural economy, employment generation, and the last one is improvement of standard of living. So the first objective of a joint stock company is about your rapid industrialization. Rapid industrialization means, rapid means very fast. Okay. And if we will talk about industrialization, we know that in a country, if there are so many industries, there are a number of industry, and we can expect that that country is very much developed. Yes or no? Because it is producing its own product, and if it is very much sufficient for the member or the people of the country, then it can export its product, and with that we can earn your foreign exchange money. So with that we can say that with joint stock company, it fulfill objective of your rapid industrialization. It is written that rapid industrialization of the country is essential to achieve the objective of your 5-year plan. We know that 5-year plan is a part of your fiscal policy of the government, and strong infrastructure is very much necessary for rapid development of the industry. Infrastructure consists of your power generation, coal, oil, steel, cement, etc. So we can say that if there is a lot of joint stock company in a country, then with that we can achieve the objective of your rapid industrialization. Next one is your large scale production. Large scale means when we take the chance of all your raw material and we convert them to finished goods. Here we use the point of economy of scale. Okay. So here we are going to discuss that economy progress is not possible without higher productivity. means if every individual are going to produce their only single unit of output, with that we may not achieve that whole or bigger objective of the country what the country is planning or dreaming to achieve. But if it is about your higher productivity and better quality goods, ultimately we can achieve our economy progress. This require development and use of sophisticated technology. Joint stock company organization is required to undertake mass production and mass distribution. We know that if it is about a company, ultimately the number of unit of output it is produced, it is in lot, means in every lot it is about 1000 units or 2000 units, and every day we know that there is a production of 10,000 or 50,000 or like that. So, we can say if the production is mass, ultimately the distribution of the product or the goods or services is mass, and with this mass production and distribution we can satisfy the consumer's need and wants. Next one is about your better utilization of resources. We know corporate organization can make better use of a country's resources with the application of modern method of production and distribution. We know that the technology is getting advanced, the country is getting developed with smarter technology. So, if we will use those technology to adopt them, and with those things we will produce maximum to maximum product. With that, what will happen, that we can provide more to more benefit to the society. Optimum use of natural resource is beneficial to society economically. It is also the objective of joint stock company to use the unutilized reserve of the country with the help of technology. What it is saying about the unutilized reserve of the country, it is saying that if it is about a rural village or it is a rural area of any place of the country, there are some resources which are not getting used, which are not getting which are not catching the eyes of the industrialized areas. Okay. So, if the joint stock company will focus upon those areas, there are so many resources which can be utilized to achieve, to produce maximum to maximum better quality goods. Next one is about your mobilization of ideal resources. Ideal means which are not getting used or which are not very much active. So, a public limited company can mobilize scattered or small saving of public. These financial resources are invested in your industry. In this way, corporate organization seeks to increase the rate of capital formation in a country. What we are saying here is, let's take an example that I have only 50 rupees or 100 rupees. My friend also has 100 rupees, and likewise we are 10 friends in our group and each have 100 rupees. Okay. So, maybe we cannot buy a share of one company. Okay, with 100 rupees maybe it is not that we can share or we can purchase the share of a company. But if we will combine all our money, it will be your 1000 rupees, and with 1000 rupees for sure we can purchase some shares of the company. So, what we are focusing here is every individual have some resources, but that is very much ideal and that is very much limited. So, if we will combine all those resources, it can be utilized more efficiently and effectively. Okay. Next one is about your self-reliance. Self-reliance means when we don't depend upon others, we are independent, we stand on our own leg. Okay. So, in order to become self-reliant, a developing country like India must develop new industry. Production of crude oil in the country help to reduce import bill. If we will produce our own thing, ultimately we don't have to import other country's product to our country. With that we can save our currency also. Okay. And with this also we can say that if it is necessary to increase export and on foreign exchange, in addition to import substitution, it is also we can say that if we will produce more to more product, we can also export our goods and on foreign exchange. Corporate organization can undertake import substitution and export oriented industry in a big way. The next one is about your growth of social sector and rural economy. We can say that another objective of joint stock company is to help the growth of social sector like your banking sector, insurance sector, transport, education, public health, etc. Corporate organization also seek to develop rural economy. If the country will develop itself with maximum industrialization, ultimately every city, every rural area also get developed. Okay. Next one, it is about your employment generation. We know that if there will be a company that is going to open, ultimately it will provide maximum to maximum employment opportunity to its people. It will provide opportunity to the local people as well as to the outsider also. So we know that in India unemployment is a very chronic problem, and joint stock company provide direct employment to a very large number of people. With that we can say that we can raise the standard of living of the people and they can live a very beautiful life also. Next one is ultimately it is about the improvement of standard of living, which is the result of your employment generation. If we will provide them employment opportunity, ultimately their standard of living is going to be raised. Corporate organization aim at raising living standard of people through supply of better quality goods and service at lower price. Means if we will produce maximum to maximum goods with the help of economy of scale, we can provide better quality goods and at reasonable price also. It can undertake research and development to improve quality and reduce price. If we are very much experienced, then we can take the help of R&D, means research and development, and with that we can say that a company can achieve its better quality goods and which will impact the price level of the product. So this is for today's class. I hope this video will help you to understand that the basic difference between your joint stock company and a partnership firm, and what are the objective if a country has maximum to maximum number of joint stock company will achieve the objective of a country or in other aspects also. Thank you for watching the video. If you have doubt in any part of the video, you can write it in the comment section. I will answer there. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.